Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Gary Benton, and today here on this exciting Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be going over my top 5 side deck choices and basically what I'm suggesting for you to include in your side deck for your locals and regionals for the start of the 2019 year. So if you guys are excited, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and let's get started. So 2019 is right around the corner. It is 6 days away from being 2019, and so I figured if you guys are looking for some of those nice shiny cards, if you have us in the beginning of the year regionals or things that I don't necessarily think are going to get hit on the ban list that at the end of January, and some cards that you can pick up to use between now and then also things that will be useful after the January ban list. So starting off, this card, the reason why it's listed at number 5 is because it kind of depends on what hits on the ban list. If the Rongo Bongo Turbo decks do not get hit on the ban list, with Rongo getting banned or Gossip Shadow getting banned or something like that, then a card you will need in your side deck is 3 XYZ Encores. And so what this card does is it basically removes the materials from number 86 so that way it can be destroyed. So this card is the only good out to that card. Herald of the Abyss does work, but if they're playing Dark Warriors, they're not playing like a 6 Samurai Turbo or whatever, then they can just destroy their Phantom Knights Link Monster instead. So this card is the only good out, and I think it's around like $3 or $4 right now, so I would pick up 3 of these just in case that deck does not get hit on the ban list. Now, coming in at number 4, some cards that, depending on what matchup you play, they will be in your main, or you're playing, well, depending on what deck you're playing, they will either be in your main deck, or if you just need a couple extra, or to change out the ones in your main deck, then you may play some hand traps in your side deck. And I'm taking these right out of my Prank Kid side deck, and the reason why I'm playing these in my side deck is sometimes against certain matchups you just need that third Ash, and Impermanence isn't very good. Sometimes you need the third Impermanence because Ash isn't good. Sometimes Ash is terrible, so you put in the third Impermanence and the Ghost Bell, but these could be anything. I did choose the 3 most expensive hand traps, I know, but they're all getting reprints in April. And then also these could be things like Ghost Ogre, Droll Unlock, Effect Veiler, those kinds of cards. These are just the first ones that I found, and they could be any hand trap that complements your deck and then also hinders your opponent, what your opponent is playing. Now for the third thing, that is going to be tech cards. And so these are cards that you don't necessarily need to play your deck, but they're good to tech in case of any problematic matchups. So the first example that I have of this is, say you're playing Trick Stars, and your opponent does a lot of link summoning, extra deck summoning to where they're using their main monster zones. Well, you may want to tech in a Cyber Dragon package, because Cyber Dragon 2100 attack is free special summon. This is something Candina can't really hit over anything 1800, and so Cyber Dragon fills that gap, and then Mega Fleet also gets rid of the monsters in the extra monster zone. So this could be something you would tech in, or the most common techs that I see are 3 Pankratops for Spell and Trap card destruction, and just it's a 2600 beat stick. And then against back row decks like Paleo Frogs, Altergeist, Red Reboot, just because it's not an archetype card, but you tech it in so that way you can actually play the game and then potentially OTK your opponent if you are going second. So these are some common examples of tech cards. Tech cards can be anything like Deco Senka and Thunder Dragons, or just any card that's non-archetype that helps your archetype a lot and helps you play the game. And then for number 2, we have Floodgates. And so most common floodgates are things like Rivalry of the Warlords, or Gozen Match, or there can only be one. And these are specifically monster floodgates because these it's good to restrict monster summons. Rivalry of the Warlords, your opponent can only control one type of attribute. Goes in match, your opponent can only control one type. And then there can only be one, your opponent can only control one type of monster. I said goes in match and rivalry backwards, but you guys get the idea. So these are super powerful cards that restrict your opponent, but they also restrict you. So these, like, you're playing Cyber Dragons. They're all light machine types, so you may play Rivalry and Gozen. Or if you're playing Prank Kids, there can only be one. They're all different types, and so you can play there can only be one, and it really helps you out. But if your opponent is playing something like Altergeist, where they're all Spellcaster, and you're playing there can only be one in Prank Kids, then your opponent can only control one Altergeist, and so it's really good. And then last but not least, the fifth thing that you should include in your side deck is just mass removal and back row destruction. So, example, mass removal would be evenly matched. This brings your opponent's deck or your opponent's field down to one card. And then back row destruction, the most common use is Twin Twister. It destroys 2 spell or trap cards after you discard a card. And these cards are really good. Evenly matched is kind of budget. It's like $25, $30 a copy. Twin Twisters are just dirt cheap right now. And so, yeah, they're pretty good cards, and you use these. You wouldn't want to main deck these cards because these cards aren't good against all matchups. If you know you're going to your locals and you are going to fight 5 Altergeist players, you may want to main deck these. But for a regional where you don't know really what everybody's going to play, if the metagame isn't, if your local metagame to where for the regional is not where everybody's playing Sky Strikers, Altergeist, back row decks, and you may not want to main deck these, you probably want to side them. And that's their most common location. These are in my side. Every single side deck I make, it's going to have 3 Evenlys, 3 Twin Twisters, at least until Altergeist are out and not a very popular deck. But yeah, these are the top 5 types of cards that you want to include in your side deck going into 2019. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you don't miss the amazing content that I'm going to be putting out. We got deck profiles, combo videos like this where we're discussing what you should be doing to help you improve your Yu-Gi-Oh game. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.